Today's episode are for you hairstylists and salon owners out there, and maybe even the spa owners. Okay. So I'm Anne-Marie Waltz. I've been in the industry 33 years, if you're just joining me. And so for today's topic, what I want you to do is to engage, and when I ask some questions, leave some comments if they pertain to the topic. So right now I'm going to flip over to a question. And today's also what I want to bring to light is that I did a go live yesterday, and there's a whole segment about this. And I figured, you know what? When I streamed from Ecamm, and this is a tip for you, when you stream from a third party application, sometimes, you know what, it just doesn't, nobody sees it. So I wanted to hop on and say hello to my community. And let me ask you this. I'm going to turn this around right now. So if you had to make, say, $4,000, all right, this is probably a pretty obvious, your answer is probably going to be pretty obvious, right? If you had to make $4,000, then would you prefer to do it in 2.3 years? Or would you prefer to make that same type of money in 8 to 10 hours? So what do you think? Do you want to take 2.3 years? And again, this is for stylists and spa owners. All right. So the next question I'm going to ask you is this. I'm going to bring it over to my Facebook page, and it's been really great. The other thing I want to also celebrate today is day 75 of my YouTube journey. All right. So if you have not yet subscribed, just hit the subscribe button. I like to make a lot of various different types of content that's around making content, from the creative tools to the ideas to even my topic today. All right, so next I'm going to ask you this question. Okay. Are you running a traditional salon, chasing volume, or are you a niche salon mastering high ticket services? And hey, and thank you for joining right now. All right. And my question and inspiration for this was, I'm very active with HighLevel software. I happen to be a stylist that's very tech savvy. So there was a conversation that then spiraled into interesting scenario, okay? Which was the person that has supposedly $1 million salon, it openly admitted that they don't know their way around tech. No problem, And my think your way to $1 million comes from the fact that I'm a stylist trying to help other stylists, or if you're upcoming entrepreneurs and you want to be able to handle your creative tech better. Well, I absolutely 100% know that tech, when you build in automation to your business and your salon, can really elevate the customer service experience. So as some of you are just joining me right now, the topic today is about salons and spas. So you're welcome to join in the conversation if you happen to own a salon or spa. If the topic isn't for you, thank you for stopping by. You're welcome to stay. But if it doesn't suit you, you can keep going. You can keep scrolling, right? So my question that I had asked when I hopped on before some of you were on was, if you had to make $4,000, then would you prefer to make it in 2.3 years, or would you choose 8 hours, right? So in my case, I help salon and spas make high tickets strategies, and I've been doing hair extensions now for 19 years. So if you have been following me, or you are new to watching my channel and you are a stylist that is struggling with how to put your content together, or maybe you're on the other end of the spectrum and you've been at this 25 years and you're afraid to go up $5. So when it comes to, I'm going to go back to the money slide, because this is actually, as much as I'm making today's episodes about salons and spas, it's really about working. It's really about working smarter, right? Because here's the other slide to this, and I'm going to pull it up. And if you want to watch the full episode of what it was that I had posted yesterday, it's going to be this right here, this particular episode. So you can watch that as far as yesterday. But I figured, you know what, might as well do a recap. So let me just get this out of the way. And the reason, too, if you're wondering why I'm not using like my laptop to stream, when it comes to YouTube's algorithm and you are trying to stream from a third party application such as Ecamm, guess what? YouTube doesn't show it to anybody. So I found in my last 75 days that going live works extremely well. It's also an education on the difference between going live here on YouTube versus Facebook. Because Facebook, you're going to find, and at least in my experience, you're surrounded by your friends, your family, the local community. And so it's a bit warmer of a audience versus YouTube. Because here, I'd love to know, you can drop in the comments, why do you use YouTube? You know, why are you here today? How did you find my channel? I'd love to know. Because I've been consistently, tenaciously making content for 75 days. Not every single day, but almost. All right. So, but let's go back to the math and the money. All right. So when it comes to, if you are in this boat, I'll go down to this again. If you're running a traditional salon and you're just chasing volume, it's not wrong. It's just what's ingrained in our industry for decades and decades and decades. And when I was in the HighLevel community, somebody came at me with a rather interesting, I'll say condescending attitude, because I actually have niche down and I do hair extensions. So this is just hypotheticals, but it's just math, okay? So when it comes to like $4,000, but if you were going to charge a $200 service, and if you were able to see your client every 6 weeks, and that's what you'd have to do, and the goal revenue was $4,000, you'd need to service that client for 20 visits, and then that would be a total of 2.3 years. 2.3 years, okay? Versus hair extensions. Now, before you get all up in arms and going, oh, who's going to pay $4,000 for hair extensions? It's a round number. And in my case, I can actually talk from experience. I took my services, ready? I'll turn it around again, from what's average. And then if you want to, yesterday, the word traditional got thrown around like it was a trophy. The lady was rather condescending, actually. Versus resetting your mindset or re-strategizing your services, you can make more with less people. And it's not rocket science. Because let's talk about traditional salon services, okay? What is that? That's hair cutting, hair color, smoothing, all the things that it would take to help a client feel pretty, beautiful, more attractive, what have you, right? Well, instead of selling those separately, and having to take care of, like, and I just use that one scenario, right? I'm going to go back to that because I really want this to sink in and help somebody, all right? If we're talking about just the $4,000, we're going to keep this to a 1-to-1 ratio as far as serving one client, all right? So that would mean to make $4,000 with just one client at $200, you would have to take care of them for 2.3 years. And I don't know about you, but if you were able to make $4,000 in, say, 8 to 10 hours, would you rather make $500 gross per hour? Would you? I mean, seriously, would you? And so if you are following me and you are a stylist and you want to know how to get from there to where over there, with the working on less people but making more money. And first of all, let me say that again, I've been doing extensions 19 years. I've been doing hair for 33 years. That it doesn't happen overnight. But when you have a mentor and you surround yourself around positive, like-minded people that have already done the work, have already made the mistakes, and the stuff works, why would you want to take 19 to 33 years to possibly gross $500 an hour? Why? Because it's really not the gross amount. And I'm not knocking anybody that makes $1 million by any means. And I know plenty. And am I going to say that I make $1 million, me personally? Not yet. That's the reason why my channel exists, is think your way to $1 million. Now, who I will celebrate is that I wouldn't, it'd be wrong of me to name them, but I coached another stylist that got like 25% the way there. And when it came to adding hair extension income to their whole portfolio of traditional services, last year they were able to add an extra $30,000. Which was amazing. And then this year they were up by another $50,000 for hair extensions, which was amazing. And for me to be right with the FTC, if you even do follow my stuff or you wind up hiring me as a business coach, results are going to vary. You know what makes, I'm going to show you this. Bring this around. Do you know what makes this actually happen? All right. It's called work. It's called effort. All right. So I'm going to open up my Facebook page, and I would love so much to be able to just stream and like share my screen without having to do it this way. But here's a tip for you. Over testing, doing YouTube, today, like I said, it's my 75th day for thinkyourwayto1million.com. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, hey, please help my cause, because if you find value in what I have to offer, I don't want you to miss out. All right. So, I've grown by like 80 subscribers since I started. So, and all of us are really true, real people. So I just also ask of you, when you are on your social media platforms, if you find somebody that adds value to your life, drop a comment, share their socials. And if you happen to come across somebody that you're like, oh my God, they're so annoying, you don't need to leave a comment. You know what? You can just keep scrolling. The thing that I love about having set out to do this project with specifically on YouTube, it takes a grind. Oh my God. Like, I've been making content since 1999. And because that was when I wound up working for myself. I was at the time 29 years old, and I was in the workforce industry, in the hair industry, and I was working for mismanaged salons back then. Guess what? If you're watching this and you are a salon owner and you are in the rat race of trying to manage a bunch of people, my hats and respect, my heart goes out to you. Now, what I can professionally recommend is if you have not yet embraced AI and you have not yet embraced automation, you definitely got to keep watching my channel because I can help you with that. In 2004, I added online booking. That was 21 years ago. That's a long time ago. Hell, some of you that are watching my channel, let's see, some of you might not even have been born, all right? And there's nothing wrong with that. And so anyways, let me flip back here, all right? So this again is what I had posted earlier. And then I also posted this here, this graphic right here, all right? Because it's important to actually have what's called a social proof. Because a lot of people like to talk these days, and wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you? How many of you raise your hands have seen or put in the comments in the last 5 years a whole bunch of gurus popping up, like gurus? Like all of a sudden they're just telling you can get rich. Oh, just buy this. Push that button. That's a bunch of bullcrap. Now, I can tell you that if you have a business or you want to create a business, I know what it is to create a business from ground up because it's what I've done. In fact, I'm going to show you another tool that I use that I've been using for many, many years. All right. Because once you have a topic and you have an idea, one of the best uses for using YouTube, if you haven't started using YouTube for your business, is yes, the content and the content and the content, but you can actually create your own. Well, you're obviously creating your own platform, but you'll be able to increase your visibility. I'm going to ask you, have you tried searching for yourself? And because if you own a business and you have not been tapping into AI for probably a year and a half now, you need to take a look because now Google is using AI. And so then when you wind up searching yourself, it's left up to the AI now as far as what the AI is going to pull to then share with maybe your prospective new business customers. And so it's been a bit of a challenge for me because as far as like what lane, we're so conditioned that we need to like pick one topic to focus on, but yet, so that would be the hair spa lane. Okay. But there needs to be, I think, more business related content for hairstylists and especially around the tech space. All right. So now I'm going to bring you to my search engine optimization tool. All right. So I'll bring you over here in just a second, just getting it loaded. So, and just so that you know, if you leave some constructive comments that contribute to the topic of making more money in the salon and spa space, or as a creator, or as you want to be a new entrepreneur and you like to grind and hustle to make money, to create a better life for yourself, I will definitely get back to you. And when this is done, I'm going to also repost in on my community page, and that's another avenue on YouTube. If you are just starting to build your YouTube, check out the community tab on your channel because over the research over the last 75 days, I've found that is a very underutilized part of the whole YouTube environment. And usually it's channels that are much larger that actually use that tab, but it's the same kind of wall like Facebook is. So it all plays in. All right, so now we're going to geek out a little bit more. You ready? All right. So here's like, say, my salon, all right? But I have multiple websites, and then when it comes to actually making content, you make content for a reason. Because if you start getting excited about the data, then what you're actually doing is you're actually starting to make traffic for your business. So I can tell you, I used ChatGPT a lot, like for the last 2 years, okay? And I was struggling with the idea of like, oh, how frequently should you upload your content? And there's a whole bunch of theories out there, and I'm not going to disprove them or anything. But I was, from a creative aspect, feeling very confined because earlier in November, and I did some analysis today, I was uploading every single day. And there was quite a few of you that were engaging with it. Now, if you go by the book, you're supposed to like upload maybe 2-3 times a week, which you need to find what's going to work for you. So then I tested it out from December 30th to January 6th about not posting anything, right? Because there's even ChatGPT and a well-respected tool, another tool I use said you need to let a video breathe. And that is so that like when YouTube pushes it out, it pushes it out to try to find the audience that's going to watch your content. Well, I did. And all that happened where my stats kind of went down. And so then another tip that I say on almost every single live is actually I'm gonna bring that up. I'll bring up my channel while I'm on my channel, right? Is that you can take, let's see, I'll pull it up. You can take your stats. I make sure my volume is off too. You can take your stats, or this is what I've been doing for 75 days. And that is, make sure that first intro video is off. Oh, it's me. It's actually, okay. I'll turn it around. Ready? It's actually showing that I'm live. Usually there's an intro video. All right, so I'm going to give you a walkthrough right now, and this is what I do. So I'll go to my YouTube studio, and then I'll go over to analytics. All right. And then for the sake of this project, my baseline that I do my analysis on happens to be a couple different time polls, but one of them in particular I like to do is custom. And then I like to go back to the start date of when I started this particular project, which is right here. Okay. And then make sure I hit this date. So then I wind up going to the most current date, and then I hit apply. All right. So then next, what I will do, I might have to move this up so that my screenshot will work. All right. So then let me just do a screenshot real quick. And while that's doing that, so yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. And if you're just joining, what I was talking about is how to make money smarter within a salon or spa, which actually a lot of the principles can actually be tied to life in general. All right. All right. So I made the screenshot, and then so next, I'm gonna go over here. Okay, I'm going to show you. And I am going to go to my YouTube growth thread. And then next, what I will do is I will upload the most recent screenshot, which is right here. Okay. So I'll open that. And then I'll put into ChatGPT, please, oops. Please give me a stat update. All right, so then when I've done that, then we'll go right here. And so I let the AI be able to help analyze what the progress is of my channel. And you can do the same as well for yours. It's funny how sometimes ChatGPT is kind of slow. But you get the point, right? All right, so the other thing too that I'd like to just personally share on my channel is that if you have some comments or questions as far as upcoming content that you would like to see be made, don't hesitate to ask. You can leave it on my community wall. Drop me a comment on one of my threads. I'll be happy to make a certain piece of content like I did previously for another one of my followers, and their video was about Flex Clip, how to make a faceless video through using images and that. I did a whole complete walkthrough because you know what? Some of you simply are not comfortable being on camera, and that's okay. All right, well, I'm going to sign off, and thank you so much. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so, and I will be so grateful to you and send you much love. All right, see you later. Bye.